A Cult of One by Richard Grannon is a powerful and insightful exploration into the depths of self-understanding, healing, and empowerment. As a self-help guide, the book takes the reader on a journey through the psychological landscapes that define our experiences, particularly focusing on the often destructive patterns that arise from trauma and how to reclaim one's autonomy and sense of self. Grannon, known for his work in psychology and personal development, offers a nuanced perspective on how individuals can break free from the mental and emotional chains that bind them, creating a cult of one, a personal self-sustained belief system rooted in self-respect, self-awareness, and self-love. Understanding the concept of a cult of one. The term cults typically evokes images of groups bound together by extreme beliefs, often led by a charismatic leader who demands unwavering loyalty and devotion. Grannon cleverly repurposes this term to describe a more positive and empowering form of devotion, not to an external figure, but to oneself. A cult of one is about developing a personal philosophy and belief system that is centered on one's own values, needs, and identity. It's about reclaiming the power that is often ceded to others, whether it be family, society, or past trauma, and channeling it into a constructive force for personal growth. Grannon argues that many people are trapped in their own psychological cults, but these are often unhealthy ones dictated by societal norms, toxic relationships, or unresolved childhood trauma. By recognizing these influences and systematically deconstructing them, an individual can begin to build their own cult's one that promotes self-compassion, emotional resilience, and true autonomy. The role of trauma and conditioning. A significant portion of A Cult of One is dedicated to understanding how trauma and conditioning shape our identities and behaviors. Grannon delves into the concept of trauma, not just as an event, but as a process that can distort an individual's perception of themselves and the world around them. Trauma, whether it stems from childhood experiences, toxic relationships, or societal pressures, leaves deep scars that can lead to self-destructive patterns. Grannon explains that many people unknowingly live their lives according to scripts written by their past traumas. These scripts dictate their beliefs, actions, and even their self-worth. The author stresses the importance of recognizing these scripts as external impositions rather than intrinsic truths. By identifying the origins of these destructive patterns, individuals can begin the work of rewriting their narratives in a way that honors their true selves rather than their traumas. Deprogramming and reprogramming the mind. Central to Grannon's philosophy is the idea of deprogramming, the process of unlearning the toxic beliefs and behaviors that have been ingrained in us by external influences. This deprogramming is essential for creating a cult of one because it allows individuals to shed the layers of false identity imposed upon them by others. Grannon offers practical advice on how to deprogram the mind, emphasizing the importance of self-reflection, mindfulness, and critical thinking. He encourages readers to question the beliefs they hold about themselves and their place in the world, and to challenge the authority of those who have influenced these beliefs. This process is not easy, as it requires confronting painful memories and uncomfortable truths, but Grannon assures that it is a necessary step toward true liberation. Once the mind has been deprogrammed, the next step is to program it with new, healthier beliefs and behaviors. Grannon advocates for the development of a personal philosophy that is based on self-respect, self-compassion, and self-awareness. This philosophy should be flexible, allowing for growth and change as the individual evolves. By consciously choosing what to believe and how to act, individuals can create a life that is authentic and fulfilling. The power of self-compassion and self-respect. A recurring theme in A Cult of One is the importance of self-compassion and self-respect. Grannon argues that these two qualities are the foundation of any healthy cult of one. Without self-compassion, individuals are likely to fall back into self-destructive patterns as they continue to punish themselves for their perceived failures and shortcomings. Without self-respect, they may find it difficult to assert their boundaries and stand up for their own needs and desires. Grannon provides readers with tools and exercises to cultivate self-compassion and self-respect. These include practices such as journaling, meditation, and positive affirmations. He also emphasizes the importance of surrounding oneself with supportive and positive influences, whether they be people, environments, or media. By nurturing self-compassion and self-respect, individuals can build a strong foundation for their cult of one, ensuring that it is rooted in love and acceptance rather than fear and judgment. Overcoming external influences. In addition to the internal work required to build a cult of one, Grannon also addresses the external influences that can undermine this process. These influences can come in many forms: family expectations, societal norms, toxic relationships, and even cultural narratives. Grannon encourages readers to become aware of these influences and to critically evaluate their impact on their lives. One of the key strategies Grannon offers is the practice of setting and maintaining boundaries. He emphasizes that boundaries are not about shutting others out, but about protecting one's own well-being and integrity. By setting clear and firm boundaries, individuals can shield themselves from negative influences and create a safe space in which their cult of one can thrive. Grannon also discusses the importance of self-care in maintaining a cult of one. He argues that self-care is not just about physical health, but also about emotional and mental well-being. This includes taking time for oneself, engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment, and prioritizing one's own needs and desires. Self-care is seen as an essential practice for maintaining the strength and integrity of the cult of one. Conclusion. A Cult of One by Richard Grannon is a profound and transformative book that offers readers a roadmap to self-empowerment and healing. Through a combination of psychological insights, practical exercises, and personal anecdotes, Grannon guides readers on a journey to reclaim their autonomy and create a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and true to their own values. By building a cult of one, individuals can break free from the destructive patterns of the past and embrace a future of self-respect, self-compassion, and true empowerment. Grannon's work serves as a reminder that the most important relationship we have is the one with ourselves, and that by nurturing this relationship, we can create a life that is not only worth living, but worth celebrating